Do you have a fear of failure? Well, this video may be the video for you. Hello, my name is Zaria and welcome to the Queenly Disposition. And on here, I basically help you to rework your mindset um, so that you'll be able to embark on the promises that God has for you. And today, I really want to deal with the issue of fear with failure. So before we begin, let's pray because I'm feeling some kind of attacks in the shoulders, and then we can continue doing this video. Okay, so fear of failure usually happens when something in our life something in our life happened where we may not have done as well as we thought we would have, or I'm sorry, the title is really distracting me. But sometimes it could just be a case where we did the best that we could and our efforts were not congratulated. And as a child, we really love that affirmation. Or just as human beings in general, we love to feel seen, we love to feel heard, we love to feel loved. Like that's one of those things. And whenever it's a case where we do something and someone who we care about is disappointed in us, or we don't look the best in front of our peers and we are then judged harshly for it, right? Or we would have seen someone else do that, and so that is the reason for us really grinding as hard as we do, or we don't even partake in something because we fear that that shame will come upon us. That is kind of how the fear of success comes in our life. And so I want to teach you how to break the fear of success over your life. Okay, guys, so let me teach you how to break the fear of failure over your life. So, first things first, I need you to understand that superficial person who we fear is going to laugh at us or is going to make a mockery of us doesn't actually exist. You may find people who will mock you, who will taunt you, like, who do you think you are? Why are you so confident? You have no reason to be confident. And some of them may be brazen enough to say this in front of your face. But I want you to begin to understand that people only do that because it is an insecurity. And this is a real fear that a lot of people have. And it's warranted, right? But are you really about to let some haters block you from entering into what God had originally ascribed you to do? To become who it is that he had originally ascribed you to be. No, I don't think that's a good idea. Do you think it's a good idea? I don't think it's a good idea. So the number one thing that I would recommend is rejection therapy. And that is to do challenges that would actually expose you. And then you'll realize people will either join in with you or just completely ignore you or just give you strange looks. Like that big monster that you're expecting to crash on you, that chances are will never actually happen. And so if you want to start a YouTube channel and make the content, I would recommend that you actually start that YouTube channel and make that content regardless of how you think the quality is. Like start from somewhere. Start with the blurry background, start with the blurry look, and just keep going. And you'll realize that actually you don't have to get everything together. You just need to build, because the funny thing about life is you won't actually learn how to succeed if you don't fail. If you don't fail at a part of it, you'll never know how to succeed. And if you succeed once without failing, then that is not going to be long-lasting success because you didn't know what lessons actually kept you there. Do you understand? So if there's a change in the market or the change in dynamics in your life, in friendships or whatever it is, you won't be able to maintain that. And so failure is actually good, and that is the propeller that makes you get to success. The next thing is I want you to look at your life, because so that's the surface level healing. But I want you to look at your life and think about that thing that we spoke about earlier. Is there somebody that actually made you feel incompetent? Was there somebody that actually made you feel, when you were actually being seen, trying and thriving? Is there somebody that actually made you feel like you failed. Hold on. Hello? Okay, so we spoke about rejection therapy, right? But we really want to go deep. We want to go in when it comes on to healing from the fear of failure, right? And of course, you heard me say fear of success at some point because that's the next video that we're going to be doing. How to actually overcome your fear of success, which is kind of the same shame linked thing, but fear of success, yeah, it's definitely linked to shame. But I'll give you different tactics for that one. But the base is always the same. So I want you to go back to a point in time where you look back at your old self and see when actually was it that you had an opportunity to showcase who it is that you are and what is it that you like to do. It could be something as simple as dancing to music. And why did you feel embarrassed? What happened that made you feel embarrassed? What did that teach you about yourself? Right? It could be that you're actually really bad at dancing and somebody's like, oh my gosh, like, what are you doing? Sit down, like, leave it to the dancers. Even as something as simple as that could trigger a trauma memory that makes you not dance anymore in public, that makes you not want to sing in public anymore, that makes you want to do nothing in public, you know, in front of other people, because you actually fear failing, right? You fear looking bad. And so what I want you to get to the point of is just being able to be free to be yourself. And this is something that I'm still working on, clearly, because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the pull, I'm feeling the tug. Yeah, I'm gonna write this down and I'll be right back and tell you the next steps. Okay, so we've spoken about rejection therapy. We've spoken about writing down what the root issue is the first time you felt embarrassed about doing something that you wanted to do or something that was important, and you feared failure as a result of that. For me, it was high school and math. It was prep school and math. You know, so many instances with math. Math was a very embarrassing subject for me. And so I had to just write that down of all the things that came to me. And then I also want you to write down what that taught you about success, what that taught you about life, how did it alter your brain chemistry about showing up in this world, right? And then after you've written that down, the next step is to write the reality of the situation. How exactly should you be showing up now? What are the lessons that you learned from this particular thing? What did you need someone to tell you when you were younger or when that particularly happened to you? What is the reality of the situation? If somebody then told you your story after looking down what you wrote, think of yourself as the third person. How would you then speak to that person about what it is that you went through? And that, my friends, is really how you heal your fear of failure. So if you like more videos like this, definitely hit that like button, click that subscribe button, and share the video with anybody who you think could benefit from this video. And look out for the next video, which is how to deal with your fear of success. See you later.